Hey, you piece of filth. I'm not paying you to create more messes here. You better clean this entire place up after we close up tonight. I want this place spotless. If I so much as see a single bit of dust in our restaurant tomorrow, you're not gonna like what's coming for you. Do you hear me?
Wait, again? You want me to work overtime again?
That's exactly what I said. You better stay behind and clean all of this. And don't go expecting me to pay you for it either. You should be happy that I even hired you.
But I only just started working here a week ago. I haven't learned the ropes yet.
Who do you think you are to talk back to me like that? Huh?
Exactly. You hired us to work for you. So you should be taking care of us. Not treating us like this. It wasn't written in the contract that I'd be working overtime for free anyway.
Look, darling, just shut it. Do you want to lose your job,
Are you threatening to fire me just because I gave you my opinion on something? Since when can you fire people for expressing themselves?
Didn't I tell you that I make the rules around here? Look, quit talking back to me. You're in charge of cleaning out the inventory today. And don't forget to work on the purchase orders too. You got that, woman?
What? That's your job. You're in charge of the work related to inventory and ordering. Why don't you do it?
How many times do I need to tell you? I make the rules around here. So if I tell you to do one thing, all you gotta do is do it. Don't make me say it again. Now get to work.
How can you say that? This entire workplace is crazy and everything here is so wrong. You can't treat people this way.
Ugh. Looks like I'm gonna have to waste some energy trying to get into your thick head about how things work around here. Rule number 1. Don't talk back to me. Rule number 2. If you want to keep this job, do what I say. See? How simple was that? I made it easy for you and narrowed it down to 2 simple rules. Just 2. Now, that can't be difficult to follow, right, sweetie?
Ugh. You make me want to vomit. Morning, Heather. I heard about what happened yesterday between you and Kevin. I hope you're okay there. Morning, Natalie. Oh boy. It was awful, I tell you. How did you manage with all the inventory stuff yesterday? You need help? Yeah, thanks for the offer. But yeah, I did it all yesterday. It's done now. Oh boy. I heard that he told you to do the purchase orders too. How did that go? Let me know if you need any help, okay? I'm always here for you. Oh, thanks, Natalie. I appreciate it. But yeah, I managed to get that done too. I can't believe he made me do it when I've never done either of those things before. Honestly, for the most part, I had to look online to see how to do everything. And then I had to keep asking other people for help. But understandably, they didn't know much since they're not used to taking care of these things either. This is Kevin's job, not ours. It's so unfair. Well, I know. It's really not fair to you, is it? But I have to say, I'm checking the system now, and it looks pretty perfect to me. I've done it a few times before, so I can tell what looks right and what doesn't. And yeah, as far as I can tell, this looks really good. Well done. You should definitely give yourself a pat on the back. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, but there's something I should warn you about, I guess. And I really hate to say this. Oh no, what is it? Well, Kevin has this thing. Thing? What do you mean by thing? Well, what I mean is that Kevin has this thing for people, especially newbies who can do the work better than him. He hates them. I mean, I'm guessing it's probably because he has some kind of inferiority complex. But when he finds anyone who's more competent than he is, he basically bullies them. He tends to harass them into doing things like what he did to you. What? No way. He can't do that. I can report him for workplace harassment. Oh, I wish he would. I'm too scared, and plus I really need to hang on to this job, so there's no way I could ever risk it. But there's been a lot of other people in the past who've tried to go against him. They all ended up being fired. I would hate to see you be the next one if I'm honest. So maybe you should stay out of it. But you're probably more qualified than me, so I'm sure you can find other jobs easily. No, I'm sure I'm not. I just can't believe how horrible he is as a manager, though. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I didn't know if I told you this before, but the reason why I need this job so desperately is because of my family. What do you mean? Well, I lost my parents when I was only 10 years old, and so I've been taking care of my younger sister ever since. We didn't exactly get along with our foster parents, so I left the house as soon as I turned 18 and when my sister was 16. I got a tiny apartment and swore to make it the best home for us. And I promised to provide for her so that she can graduate high school and go to college. Unlike me. I just couldn't get through high school myself, so I dropped out halfway. I'm a high school dropout. Oh, I didn't know about that. Well, yeah. So you can imagine no one would want to hire me, right? I'm lucky enough that Kevin hired me to work here. Which means I'm pretty much controlled by him now. He practically has me on a string. I hate it, but what can I do? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am. If it's worth anything, my dad dropped out of high school too when he was young. It was pretty hard on him to make that choice too, but he said he wanted to provide for his family. So I kind of understand a bit about what you must be going through. Oh wow, your father really? Yeah. And because of that, I was made fun of at one point in both middle school and high school actually. But I just sucked it up and I took one for the family. I just became numb to it eventually. And my dad is a wonderful dad, so it didn't matter what anyone else said, so long as I knew the truth about how great he is. Oh, wow. Your dad sounds like a great person. He is, definitely. He worked really hard and made his way up in the corporate world, too. So I've seen how he dealt with big bullies, since there are a lot of them in his industry. And I learned a lot from him that way. Grew thicker skin and everything, I guess. Oh, right. I had no idea. But when I was going through what I can probably call a dark time in my life, that's when I randomly came to eat at this restaurant. You know how we do the $5 set meals for lunch here? Yeah! Well, being broke most of the time, those huge meals helped me out so much back then. And that's when I came to love this place so much. Those meals aren't just cheap, they're pretty good and have more nutrition than other places. Oh yeah, I agree, they're so good. And I had no idea how much you loved this restaurant. My sister and I also came to this restaurant just for those meal deals too. Oh really? Coincidence? Yeah, I take my sister there for her birthday, because that's where she always wanted to eat. She loved it. Aw, that's so nice of you to do that for her. Yeah, and Kevin used to be nice back then. Or at least he was good at putting on an act like he was some welcoming restaurant manager. I really thought this restaurant was one of the best places to be. I also thought that too. That's why I applied to work here too. Yeah, and we both got hired. I never imagined I'd get hired here because of, of my academics, or the lack of. But back then, Kevin would say really nice things to me. He said a high school diploma was just a piece of paper, and my determination was what was really important. Oh, really? He said that? Wow. Yeah, he also said that all of the staff here were like his family, and he would look out for me. Ha! Family. Yeah, he must have been a completely different person back then. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's so sad how things have changed. You know what? Talking to you about this only makes me that much more determined and motivated to make this a better workplace for all of us. I want to make this the best place to eat in this entire neighborhood like it used to be. Well, I support you there. It's great to see that at least someone else has the courage to say what you just said. I'm just too scared and worried. You mean about possibly losing your job? Yeah. Well, you just watch this space, Natalie. Watch me turn this place around like no one has before. Were you the one who did the purchase orders this time? Yes. You asked me to do it for you the other day. Why on earth did you order 100 bottles of red wine from Chile? Really? I don't remember. Did I do that? Well, it says 100 on the order form. Well, the alcohol part was already done, so I didn't change anything in that category.
Well, I guess it's not a huge issue.
Wait, what?
I'm just telling you that it's no big deal, really. Everyone makes mistakes at some point, eh?
Okay.
Just make sure you don't make the same mistake twice. 'Cause then you'll be in trouble.
Okay.
You never told me what you thought about my plate throwing skills. What did you think, huh? I'm pretty good at it, wouldn't you say?
Why? Give me one good reason as to why I deserved having those plates thrown at me like that. Don't you know that you cut my arms and face as well? You need to see the evidence. I have photos.
That's not my problem. You're the one who made an inadmissible error that cost us a lot of money. So in my books, you deserved it.
What error? Oh, wait a second. You're talking about those wines from Chile, aren't you? You try to kill me because of something I keep telling you that I did not do.
That was all you. Now you've got to pay for it.
But you said it was okay. Why the change of tone now?
Look, I'm a busy man over here. I don't have the time to waste reprimanding every single mistake that you guys make, okay? Do you realize how stressful this job is? And you're just here to make it worse. So give me a break, why don't you? Quit making a fuss over a couple of plates.
Right. That's it. I've had it with you. I'm gonna make it my personal mission to take you down.
Say that again, I dare you.
I said, I'm going to crush you.
You gotta be kidding me. I dare you. Oh, and before I forget to tell you, you're fired.
Heather, oh dear, is it true? Is it true that you've been fired? Are you okay? Yes, it just happened yesterday. That's his way of doing things around here, I guess. I'm okay, actually. In fact, I'm more than okay. I got over it pretty quickly. Oh, well, I guess that's good. But I hate myself for not being able to stop you from getting fired. I couldn't do anything. Again. No, don't worry. It's all him. You've always been nothing but nice to me and to all the other newbies who work there. If it weren't for you, I don't even know how I could have survived there as long as I did. I feel terrible. I'm so sorry. No, honestly, you have nothing to worry about. Natalie, are you there? I just heard that you were fired too. That's not true, right? That job meant everything to you. Hey, Heather. Yeah, but how did you find out? Never mind that. What happened? Tell me everything. Well, after you left, a new girl came to take over your position. She just happened to have gone to the same high school that I dropped out of. And coincidentally, she also has a tough family history. And she has to take care of her mother, who's bedbound. No. Don't tell me that you did something to protect her and then you got fired instead. Well, I guess you could say that. Well, what happened? Well, she made a mistake, and a big one at that. In fact, it was weird because she made the same mistake you made with the wine bottles from Chile. Remember? Yeah, I do remember that. So I just said it was my fault. I couldn't let her get fired when she just got the job. She probably needs the money more than I do so she can take care of her mother. But yeah, he just fired me right there on the spot. But you've worked there for the longest of all of us. You've worked there for the longest time. Yeah, just over 10 years. And he let go of you just like that? And he knows about you and your sister, right? He knows how much you needed this job, right? Yeah, he called the both of us stupid. I hate him so much for that. But I'm so determined to get another job and keep saving up so that my sister can graduate from college. I'll do whatever it takes, I'm telling you. Oh, Natalie. This is Heather, if you remember. You fired me about a week ago.
Oh, who do we have here? Oh, the idiot who thinks she can crush me. How's life since I fired you, huh? Are you having fun? What do you want anyway? I ain't giving you your job back if that's what you were expecting.
Actually, I'm just saying hello as the new owner of this restaurant.
Huh?
My father, who happens to own this restaurant, had me take it over.
What the hell is this nonsense? Quit wasting my time.
Oh, you don't believe me? Okay, well then maybe I'll have my father have a word with you in person then. You know, Ted Bills, right?
Mr. Bills. He is the owner here, but wait. You're Heather Bills? No, that can't be right. You're his daughter. Why? What were you doing working at my restaurant then? What did you do that for?
Well, my father had intended on retiring this month. So prior to taking over his role, it was my duty to inspect the restaurant disguised as a waitress. And what better way to find out what really goes on there besides actually working there, right? Unfortunately, I found so many problems during my inspection that need to be addressed. What I mean is that a restructuring will take place sooner or later, so be prepared.
What? No. This must be some kind of joke.
Well, think what you like, Kevin. Quite frankly, I don't have time to be wasting on you. Oh, and before I forget, I know all about your embezzlements and wrongdoings that took place in this restaurant.
No, wait. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you explain it to me?
Oh, are you asking me for my time now? Look, for instance, the purchase order for the 100 bottles of wine. Why aren't they in stock? You ordered 100 by accident, didn't you? Where are they?
Well, that error was fixed. I fixed it. I fixed it for you.
For me?
Right, I mean, you made that mistake, right? Not me. In fact, you owe me one, right?
Oh. What exactly do you mean by that, Kevin?
Well, it cost me $30,000 to fix that problem you made. So I can settle with that amount, and if you wired the money to me, I'd be more than happy to just call it fair and square.
Huh. The audacity that you have to ask me for $30,000 for the mess you made? Wow. In your dreams. And speaking of dreams, you'd better try to get some good dreams in now. Because from here on out, it's all about the nightmares that'll be coming for you.
What do you mean by that?
Firstly, the fact that you threw several plates at me. That accounts for charges of assault and battery. Secondly, you injured me. As I told you before, I have plenty of evidence of the injuries. For that, you'll be charged for inflicting bodily injury. And last but not least, for deliberately causing human errors on account of your staff with the intent to resell wine bottles. Well, that's an embezzlement charge, isn't it? We have plenty of evidence to prove everything. You might as well just give in.
What do you know? You're no lawyer. You're no detective.
Oh, but I have strong ties with both the police and lawyers, thanks to my father.
I can't believe you got the cops involved. This is a business matter. If anything, it's a personal matter. Why, you little...
You abused your authority to intimidate and dismiss innocent workers at this restaurant. You've caused PTSD in some. You need to not only understand and sit in remorse for what you did, but to pay for the cost of the damages that you've caused everyone.
No. Well, wait a minute, okay? I admit the wine was me. Yep, that was me. Our business has been in the red for months. I just panicked. I acted out on a whim. I'm sorry, okay? Come on. And the plates? That was just for fun. It's just a bit of fun. Maybe I did cross the line a bit. But it wasn't that bad, was it?
Yes, it was. Oh, and before I forget, you're fired.
You can't fire me. I'm the boss here. I mean, you might own this place, but I run it. They need me here.
So how does it feel to be fired now, Kevin? After that, the cops went over to the restaurant to put Kevin in handcuffs. On top of the 3 charges I mentioned, he was also charged with coercion of unpaid overtime work. Don't worry, He's now legally obligated to pay everything he owes to me, Natalie, and all of the other workers he forced to work unpaid. Apparently, since Kevin had no previous criminal records, he's likely to be on parole. With the press camping outside his home, his debt mounting and interest accruing, he is in under an exorbitant amount of stress. It's hard to see him like this, but that won't stop me either. I'll make sure to expose him so that he sees the light of day so he can pay for what he did to all of us. Maybe he'll finally understand that what goes around will always, eventually, come around.
Hi, Stella. You there?
Hey, Mom. Good morning. Did you forget something at home?
No, I need you to do something for me.
Okay, what's that?
I'm gonna have a long day at work today, so I'll need you to cook something for us to eat before I get back.
Oh, I don't think I'll be able to cook, but I can order in.
What? Order in? Why on earth would you do that?
I don't have the time to cook, Mom. I've got work to do.
This is what you always say, yet all I see you do is hunch over your computer doing nothing.
Could you please stop calling what I do nothing? Just because my job is remote doesn't make it any less important.
Don't give me that. You've always been the lazy type. You refuse to get a real job and you still won't help out in the house. Do you just want to freeload off your sister and I forever?
Freeload? How can you say that, Mom? I pay my share of the bills in this house. I also contribute to the rent. Where do you think I get the money from?
I don't know. There are a lot of things you girls do online these days. Lazy girls like you who refuse to get a real job. Why can't you be more like Maggie?
Here we go again. Why does everything always have to circle back to her?
You should be ashamed of yourself, Stella. You're her big sister, and you should be a good example to her. Good thing she doesn't follow your footsteps and she has a real job.
LOL, you mean the job you gave her?
At least she's making an effort. That's way more than I can say for you. Anyway, make sure you cook before your sister and I get back. Try and be a little useful in the house, okay?
I've already told you I'll be ordering in.
And I said no. Do as you were told, or there will be hell to pay.
Hey sis, what's up?
I'm doing good. What about you?
I'm okay. I'm in a bit of a bind and I kinda need your help.
What happened this time around? You need some money again?
No, it's not that kind of favor. If you go to my room, on the bed you'll find a blue gown. Can you wash it for me?
Seriously?
I really need to wear it to a work function that will be held tomorrow. A lot of bigwigs will be there and I want to impress them.
When will you and Mom understand that I have a lot on my plate as well? Anyways, no worries, I'll do that for you. I'll chuck it into the washing machine and it'll be dry and ready for you before you return.
About that. You can't use the washing machine. It will ruin the dress. It's made of velvet and it's bad for machine washing.
So, what are you saying?
Hand washing would be okay.
I don't have the time for that, Mag. You knew you had a function, so why didn't you wash it yourself?
There was no time. I'm always busy, you know?
Busy? You spent the whole of last night watching Netflix.
Come on. Just do this for me, will you? It's not like you've got a lot on your hands.
You and Mom just keep doing this. Downplay my work just because it's remote? This has to stop.
That is not what is important, sis. We are talking about my dress here, not you.
You're just being selfish. You're not thinking about my own work, are you? I would have been okay with doing a load because it's quick, but I don't have time to hand wash your dress.
Just do this for me, sis. Thank you.
I'm not doing it, Maggie.
Nah, you'll do it. Thanks again. Stella? How dare you? Stella! Answer me.
What's it? Why all these missed calls from you? Is something wrong?
How can you ask me that after what you did to me?
What are you talking about?
Didn't you hear me knocking on your door a few minutes ago?
I slept late, so I woke up late. What was it that you wanted?
I just got back home and I realized you didn't wash my clothes as I asked.
Why didn't you come home last night?
I spent the night at Lizzie's place. We were making plans for the event. Since we are asking questions, it's my turn to ask. Why didn't you wash the blue gown?
See, I already took Mom's nonsense last night because of dinner. I'm not going to take any from you. I'm not your maid.
Do you know what this is costing me? The event starts at 12. Now I can't attend. I'll never forgive you for this.
How is that my fault? You knew you had something important to attend and you only thought of the clothes the day before the event. Who does that? And you could have come home last night and washed it instead of staying at your friend's.
Of course. Blame me. I trusted you, as my sister, to come through for me, and you failed. How could you betray me like this? And for what? So you can do nothing on your laptop all day?
I am tired of trying to get you to respect me, Maggie. The only person you have to blame for your predicament is yourself.
No, this is your fault. And I won't let this go just like that.
Are you threatening me?
You'll pay for what you did to me.
Seriously? Do your worst, Maggie.
We'll see about that. By the time I'm done with you, you'll see if all those games you play on your laptop all day will come to your rescue.
We'll see.
Stella, how can you be so rude and ungrateful to your sister?
Rude? Ungrateful? What do you mean? What has my younger sister ever done for me to be grateful to her? Besides making my life miserable, of course.
Don't speak that way about her. You have no idea what she goes through each day at work, the stress she endures, and you have the nerve to pile on more stress on her? How dare you?
I see you've already taken her side, not even bothering to know what truly happened.
Oh, I know. You could have helped her out, but because you are a vindictive and malicious girl, you didn't. And now, who knows what benefits she will miss out on as a result?
I told her I wasn't going to do it. That is on her, not me.
You're not even showing remorse for what you did.
That is because I didn't do anything wrong, Mom.
You know what? I'm done with all this. I can't keep on living with a daughter that has no regard for her family. You are to move out of the house before noon tomorrow.
What? You're kicking me out?
Why are you surprised? You should have seen this coming.
Mom, how can you do this to me? Where will I go?
I don't care. Maybe you can consider living in that laptop of yours you never want to let go of.
This is so not fair, Mom.
Neither is what you did to your sister.
She put you up to this, didn't she?
I am actually trying to help you. I am sure when you start living on your own, you will get a real job.
Mom, you really need to rethink this. Mom? Good morning, Mom. How was your night?
What is good about the morning? Have you moved out yet?
I thought you might have changed your mind about it.
Why the hell would I do that?
Mom, I have nowhere to go. You'll be kicking me out onto the streets. Are you forgetting I'm your daughter?
You are really ungrateful. You know that, right? It's now that things are not going in your favor that you remember you're my daughter? Yet, when I ask you to do simple things, you'll refuse.
Mom, I told you I'm always working.
Great, then you shouldn't have any problem paying your rent.
I can't afford that right now. Can you at least extend the date for me?
Nah, the time you are spending here to beg could have been used to hasten your relocation. Noon is noon, Stella. My decision is final.
Mom, do not do this to me. I have nowhere to go. Please.
You deserve everything that is happening to you. Do you remember that? It was what you said to your poor sister that made her cry. Now you see how the tables have turned, have you not?
I guess there is no changing your mind, then, is there?
Not a chance.
In that case, I'll leave. Just know that I'll never forget this.
That's your business. I just want you out by noon.
Hi, sis. Stella, it's me, your sister.
Maggie? Wow, what a surprise.
It's been so long since we spoke. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, actually. Thank you for asking.
You were supposed to ask me how I am doing after I ask you. That is what courtesy demands.
But I'm not interested in knowing, so why should I ask?
I can see you haven't changed much.
Actually, I've changed a lot since you and Mom kicked me out. I'm sure you know this already because you're reaching out to me.
Who doesn't? There is no need to brag.
I believe I've earned some bragging rights, don't you? You both thought I was doing nothing, but I developed an app that became a big hit. I'm pretty sure you have the app on your phone. It was bought for $2 billion by a conglomerate. I think I'm allowed to be proud of it.
Yeah, you're a billionaire. We get it. I'm happy for you. Truly.
Aw, thank you.
I have a favor to ask. There's this trip I have to go to for work. Top names in our industry will be there. And if I can make it, it will improve my chances of getting promoted. So, can you give me some money?
Honestly, do you think I'll be foolish enough to give you money? The last time you asked me for a favor, I lost my home and my family. I'm not giving you a penny.
Come on, you're a billionaire. This won't hurt you at all.
You're right, it wouldn't. I could sponsor the trip for everyone in your company, and it wouldn't even make a dent. Still, I won't do it. You hurt me for no good reason. Why would I help?
Come on, sis. Don't be like this.
Made up my mind. Goodbye.
Sis, hold on. Stella.
Hi, Stella, dear. How are you? Yes, it's me. How are you?
I'm peachy. And you?
Things are not going great with us. Your sister Maggie lost her job, and the little I'm making is not enough for the both of us.
Lost her job? When did she lose it?
About 3 months ago.
So she lied to me the last time she chatted me up? Just to get money from me? Wow.
You have to understand, we are almost destitute as it is. You need to step up, as my daughter and Maggie's sister.
Do you not remember what you guys did to me 3 years ago? You kicked me out of my home and sent me out onto the streets. Now you remember I'm your daughter?
Stella, I'm your mother. Don't do this to me. You used to be very generous.
I am still generous. I gave a lot of money to a few charities that care for orphans and widows, but you won't get a penny from me.
Is this about you moving out? I'm sorry, but look on the bright side. It all worked out well for you.
Move out. I was kicked out.
Please, Stella, no amount is too small.
Bye, Mom. Say bye to Maggie for me as well. I don't want anything to do with you guys.
Stella, hold on. Let's think about this. Don't do this. Stella.
Block my mother and sister across all platforms so they wouldn't be able to reach me ever again. I want nothing to do with them, just as they wanted nothing to do with me 3 years ago. They were not there when I needed them the most. You don't need to keep toxic people in your life just because they're family.